Tippy time, my Damie, Top Cat here, and welcome back to the channel. New sandbox with new toys, and first I wanted to take a look at the shake-up of our heavy GLs. In the past, when it came to farming the gold roll, if it didn't have those spike nades, it may as well have been an ex-girlfriend. I'll just piss it straight off, regardless if it had clown cartridge with explosive light. So Bungie saw our attitude and decided to nerf spike and buff all the rest, with the hope of making the spike a nice to have rather than a must have. Augmented pre-patch done 50.2, post 53.2. On single shot, allied casing pre-patch done 50.2k, this now does 53.2. High ordnance done marginally less, still rounding to 50.2 and 53.2 post. High velocity was identical to Alot and Aug, hitting that 53.2. To my surprise, so did mini frags, hitting that same value. Proximity was the loser both before and after, only doing 41.3 direct impact. Of course it has splash damage. Spike was 6k up on everything, but post this now sits at 54.7 thousand. So in summary, Spike, although nerfed, will still grant you the highest total damage, but I'm imagining things like alloy, augmented and mini frags could be good options for shifted mag scales during DPS rotations. Say bait and switch might suit running 7 rounds versus, doing 5 rounds and a reload in there. Now I've highlighted implosion here as they are a signature of waveframe grenade launchers. This frame saw a 20% damage buff and they increased the wave width by 40%. The dimensional can roll vorpal, but I just want to, balance base damages here. So I tested with my disruption break model here, which of course doesn't work on this boss here. So before it done 44.7 thousand, so well under all the other grenade launchers, but post, at base, it is skyrocketed to go well above to 57.8 thousand. With both the dimensional and the new hullabaloo from the Guardian games both having vorpal on them, we can boost this damage even further. That said, not all bosses are going to be sit/standing on the ground, but just looking at these numbers, you would think this could be a meta pick. But we also need to consider Bungie has buffed our reserves from as little as 6 and as much as 10. I took a look at 10 of my favorite heavy GLs. It appears that the adapters have got a 9 bump and rapids have got an 11 bump, which did seem odd as Bungie just stated above that it caps out at 10. I am running double reserves on my chest piece however, so perhaps Bungie didn't account for this. But oddly it appears that our waveframes have got jack all reserves. Our OGs also have a lot better damage options. But Bait and Switch did see a 5% nerf, so where does it sit now? I'm looking at total damage output, not damage per second. Cascade, aka base damage, is 1.652 million. Now bear in mind I'm not testing with any surges, buffs or debuffs, so of course these damage values will push higher. Rapid fire vorpal netted 1.727 million. Explosive light done 1.825. This is based on 6 stacks of explosive light, but with the bonus reserves, it's kinda indirectly nerfed explosive light in terms of big boss bakes. Their Cosmic has high ground, that's consistent 20% damage buff just for standing on a stool whilst you shoot. This gives us 1.946 million. So in terms of total damage, this has actually gone above explosive light now. Despite the bait and switch nerf, it's still damn good. Now this is based on 4 activations, but depending on your kit, you could go higher. However, enhance around it is hard to beat. Saying that, it's few and far between the situations that you can actually use this in. So, although our waveframe was looking good at the start of this, in terms of boss damage, it's actually no better than a standard heavy GL with no damage perk. It is going to hit harder though against our mages, mini bosses and champs. Overall, I think I feel more comfortable using different grenades like mini frags or augmented for my bait and switch runs. and the reserve buff will definitely have me using GLs more in Grandmasters. And let's not forget, exotics like the Parasite, Prospector, Anarchy and more would have got a small damage bump of around 6.5%. I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure to thumb it if you dug it, sub if you're new, and as always, tippy time my damies, what a tie.